And we're live. So hello everybody, how are you today?
We're awesome. How are you?
Fine, thanks,
Just,
and you?
just fine and dandy. I hope you guys had a fabulous week. It looks like we're still missing Deb, but I'm sure that she'll be along shortly. So what I think we're going to do today, and we're going to get started immediately, because we want to certainly offer, like we always try to do, we want to offer real value to anybody that may want to tune in and may want to watch these hangouts that we do, because we get a lot of value out of it, and we certainly want to share that and have other people do that as well. So today, Miss Tamara is stepping up, and she has a great community called Just Ask Aunt Tam, as you can see on the screen over here. And Tamara is going to start by doing a presentation, and it's about you prospecting the right target audience. So Tamara, you're on now, so you take it away, and we're looking forward to this great training.
Thank you, Mark, and good to see everybody today. As I said, this is Aunt Tam, and I was on a great training the other day, and I took a lot of value from that, and it really shows who we're supposed to be talking to. So I came up with this presentation training for all of us, and I hope you really enjoy it. So, are you prospecting the right targeted audience? Now, there are three types of targeted audience. You have your customers, you have your distributors, that once your customers become a distributor, and then of course you have other network marketers. So let's talk about each one of these different targeted audience. The first one you have are your customers, and your customers do not know that they need your product yet. So you have to know your customer's problem before you can even provide a solution. So you really need to dig deep, find out who they are, what their problems are, and then see if you have a solution to fix their pain. And it is your job to add value through blog posts, videos, images, emails, etc. to your potential customers and educate them on the benefits of the products. Don't worry about the features of your product because they can care less. They need to know how it's going to benefit their lives. So that's what you want to focus on, is educating them on the benefits of your products. And of course, then you have to close them on the solution to their problem through the value that you share. Now, the second type of targeted audience are the distributors. Now, some of your customers will become distributors, and that's great. Your job is to lead them to the opportunity and work with those that sees the value of having a home-based business. And distributors who actually do the work and build the business with you will duplicate what you are doing, and this will help you to create a lifelong residual income. Now, you may be asking yourself, on the third type of target audience is other network marketers. Why would I want to prospect and network with people who are already involved in an MLM business? Well, great question. So let's take a closer look at why you'd want to prospect and network with other network marketers. First of all, they are buyers. Just like everybody, every human being, at least they are buyers. They're looking online, they're online all the time, they're going to see ads, they are buyers. And they already have a desire to work from home, which is great because then they do not need to be convinced that network marketing industry is amazing. And they already have a mindset of an entrepreneur. I'm sorry, could someone, whoever, please mute? I'm hearing background noise. And as I said, they already have the mindset of an entrepreneur, so you don't have to try and convince them of anything. They're ready to move forward in their business. But however, there is a more important reason why you want to network with other network marketers. Well, there are thousands of network marketing companies out there, and there are hundreds of thousands of distributors within those networking marketing companies. And 97% of them are struggling to generate leads, get sales, and they are looking for leadership and coaching, which most of them, all they want to do is to build a business online so they can have more freedom to spend time with family and doing the things that they love to do. So you may be asking yourself, once again, what does this have to do with me? Another great question. It has everything to do with you, because when you're prospecting, you want to make sure that you don't leave money on the table. So what does this mean? What do I mean by this? Well, it means that 98% of the people you prospect will not join your business. It's just statistics. It's just the way it is. Only 98% of them will not. And you also have 97 that are happy with their company. However, they're still struggling to get the leads and sales. So you put them into a system like MLSP that will help them to build their business by learning how to generate leads, build relationships, and close more sales. And you get paid. That's the beauty of it. While you're helping them build their business, you are getting paid so that you can continue to build your business, generate those leads, and make more sales yourself. And you can make money from those who do not join your business. How does that sound? Pretty good, right? So if you provide value to your prospects, who do you think they will join if their sponsor quits the company and no longer there for you, or their company shuts down, or maybe they're just simply looking to switch opportunities or companies if they're no longer happy with their current company? That's who. So let's do a little recap. With customers, you need to talk to a lot more people to discover if they even have a problem that your product or service may provide a solution. So you're going to be talking to a lot of people. But not everyone are buyers. Some rather deal with their problems than even to find a solution. And of course, you can share all the value you want. You still need to convince most people, even if it's in their own best interest, to pull out their wallet and buy that product from you. Now, when they become a distributor, great, but most of them will not have that entrepreneur mindset, which will then lead to you may need to hold their hands through the process of teaching them what network marketing is and how it works. And of course, some distributors who are impatient and do not see the immediate profit from will lose interest and very quickly, and the result was not following what you are doing and gives up. However, again, let's talk about other network marketers. Again, they are buyers. They already have that mindset of an entrepreneur. 97% of them are struggling to generate leads, getting sales, and they are looking for that leadership and coaching. And you generally know what their pains are, and you have the proper solution to eliminate those pains. They're having trouble having people to talk to, generating leads, how to close a sale. And so you know their pains already, because 97% of them all has the same pain. So that's why you want to focus on the people that's the majority of who has that pain. And as you provide value, they will resonate with you, follow you, and start seeing results themselves in their own business. And so as you, as the authority figure in the industry, they will see you as a leader. So as you introduce them to a system like MLSP, they will, and that will help them to build their own business by learning how to generate leads, build relationships, and close more sales, you get paid. That's the beauty of this program, helping others, and you can get paid too. And make money from those that do not join your business and or sign up new distributors in your company because they now see you as the leader in the industry and wants to join your team. So for more information about MLSP and how you can get started generating more leads and close more sales in your business, or even become an affiliate for MLSP to help other marketers build their business, even if they don't join yours and get paid, then please contact the people who sent you, the person that sent you this video. We're all here to help you. We're all here to help each other. So if you have any questions, please contact us, and we will help you get started right away, getting more leads and more sales and getting some money in your pocket by helping other people as well. So that's the end of my presentation. Now I'd like to go ahead and open it up to any Q&A. So Mark, Deb, Dig, And Glenna, if you have any questions regarding my presentation, please ask and we can go ahead and move forward.
Tamara, got to tell you, you did a great job. I love that presentation. It was the perfect topic to choose because I think that's probably where most network marketers are falling short, is, you know, going after the right target audience. I mean, you find a lot of people that put out a lot of content, but if it's not the right content and it's not really geared towards the right audience, then you're not going to get targeted prospects, and you're not going to get the prospects to resonate with you because you're putting out the wrong type of content. And I think one of the things, my biggest takeaway, one of the things I loved also that you had mentioned is that you really have to dig deep. And that's exactly what you have to do, because you have to show your prospect that you really care. And in order to do that, you need to find out. Now, as a network marketer, like you mentioned, you know, because of what we go through on a day-to-day basis, we have a pretty good idea as to what other network marketers' pains and challenges and obstacles might be. But we really need to delve, and we need to ask the questions, we need to find out, show other prospects and other people out there and other marketers who are struggling, because 97% of them do struggle. And if they're in a business where they're not getting support, or they don't have good team training, or they don't have corporate training, it's very, very frustrating for these people. And they're looking for solutions. So if we present ourselves as that solution provider, I mean, that's really providing a great service for all the marketers out there. So I think the message that you sent and the training that you did today is perfect. And I think that all of us are in a situation where we have become solution providers because we have a great, great platform that we happen to all use in MLSP, which you had mentioned in your presentation. And it is the solution that marketers are using and going to by the droves these days. And, you know, we offer a free trial also. People can take a 10-day trial if they choose to, or if they see the value and they've seen some of the training that we give out as added value, you know, they can just join straight away and start making money almost immediately. So, you know, we certainly all love the MLSP platform. We have a great group over here, and we focus on helping one another and supporting one another all the time. So I think that that's, again, a great presentation, a great message, and a very, very important one to get out there to all the marketers that are out there, because it is something that people don't truly understand. They think they're putting out content, and they're going to get signups, they're going to get leads, they're going to get prospects. It's got to be the right content. It's got to be the right targeted audience, because you want them to resonate with that content. So good job, and that's very, very valuable. So if anybody else wants to weigh in also, Dig, you have anything else to say? Or Tamara, whatever you want to add as well. That's great.
Well, thank you. I actually enjoyed doing that. Now, as you can tell, the style that I did, anybody can make these type of videos, and then it's another way of marketing. I call it a slideshow video, and I use a very simple formula to create my content, and I will be doing new other training so that I can give you some pointers on how you can do a quick slideshow. Now, what's good about doing a slideshow, if you do your own videos, then you can use something like Screen-O-Matic, to where you can actually have your little picture in the lower right-hand corner while you're doing your presentation. That way they get to see you, and they also get to see the content. And what I also like about it is that, for an example, in my community, I have someone who is deaf, and I have went back and translated a few of my videos like this so that they can read what I'm saying in their video. And so by doing a PowerPoint presentation video like this, you can be able to turn it into a PDF file. So you can put the video on your blog and then put a PDF file underneath it. So if they cannot hear, they can still get the content, so they don't have to read all the way through the video. They can actually just open up the PDF and do it that way. So that's another added nugget on how you can use slideshows videos to do your video marketing if you don't feel comfortable being in front of the camera.
That's a fabulous idea. And I'll bet you a lot of marketers miss the mark about that, because they don't really take into account all the people out there that might be hearing impaired, that, you know, might need another alternative, another way to really, you know, get out there and see the content that you're creating and that you're generating and putting out there. So that's a fabulous thing to do, and I love the idea, and I think that this would be another valuable training because marketers, it is a great way to create content by doing a slideshow or PowerPoint show. And whether you turn it into some sort of a video with a tool like Screencast-O-Matic that we use and is a fabulous tool. I mean, that's something that a lot of marketers want to do. A lot of marketers don't want to do a selfie-style video. They don't want to be front and center, and they don't want to be the only ones that are really seen. But you want to offer value and you want to offer content that people can find value in and they can utilize themselves in their own marketing. So that's something else. There are a lot of different ways to really go out there and present a video. Again, like you had mentioned, Tamara, you can show the video. You can do a screen share as well as show yourself, so people really get to know, like, and trust you. Or you can do a presentation slideshow like you did today, where it's just strictly training, but there's still the audio. So when people hear your voice, it's a matter of always getting your face out there, getting your name out there, could be getting your voice out there, and more importantly, getting your message out there. And, there are a lot of ways to do that. And every time you do that, even if you're not seen on screen, you're heard. And that's all those things. When people resonate with you, and not everybody will, but a lot will. They're going to resonate with the message. They're going to resonate with you as a person. And, that same holds true for all of us who might decide to do any sort of video, any sort of a screen share, any sort of content creation which is done for video marketing. It's just a great way to build rapport, to build relationships, to get people to really learn more about you and to know, like, and trust you, and to see if you're the type of person that they actually do want to work with. So that's one of the best ways to really get out there and start building rapport. And like Tamara, like you mentioned in your presentation, I mean, to get to the point where you're seen as the expert. You're seen as that go-to person in your niche, and people are going to, and that's what it's all about with attraction marketing. Once you establish that, you get to that point where people are seeing you, and they're hearing you, and they're really loving your content, and they're finding the value in it. Anytime they have a question pertaining to that type of a topic, you're going to be their go-to person. They're going to come to you, they're going to refer other people to you, and people are going to be attracted to you. You're not going to have to chase them. They're going to come to you. And as attraction marketers, which all of us are, that's what we all aim for. That's what we want the end goal to be. We don't want to be out there, and this is something that, again, will help a lot of other marketers out there, regardless of whatever company they might be with, that are struggling to generate leads. I mean, you want people to chase you. You don't want to have to constantly run after people. You don't want to have to constantly pitch your links. You don't want to have to constantly do things like that, which is certainly not the best way to generate leads, and so certainly not fresh leads and quality leads and targeted leads. And that's what we're all after. So a lot of times you'll be in a company, you'll be on a team, and you'll have people that will not, your own team members, will not train you and teach you in the right techniques. They will push you in the direction of basically spamming. Whether you go to groups or whether you do it on your profile, you do it on your fan page, or wherever it is that you decide to go out there to try and generate leads and generate traffic, a lot of people are taught the wrong way. They go about it the wrong way, and they turn out to basically become spammers and opportunity, link pitchers. And that's not the way you do it. You always create value first, and you show people, like Tamara, like you pointed out in the presentation, you create value first. This is the type of thing, whether people join your primary opportunity, whether they join you in a platform and a program like MLSP or not, you're out there providing content and value to people that will help people that are not even in your own business, but just something that you can do as a solution provider, as somebody who adds value to the marketplace. You're out there creating content that's going to help people, and you put it in your great community. I put it in my community. Dig, you put it in your community. I mean, we all, when we have communities or fan pages, we try to provide value. It's not about getting people into our opportunity. It's about always upfront creating value. And Tamara, that's exactly what you did today. You created some content that is going to be evergreen. It's going to be out there. You're going to share it in your community. You're going to share it on Facebook. You're going to share it on other social media sites. and it's going to be out there. It's going to be on YouTube, or it's going to be on, Vimeo, or one of those other, great video sharing platforms. And people are going to see it. And if you target the right people and you've got the right keywords and, things like that, people are going to go that have a problem, other marketers like you mentioned that have an issue, that have a problem, that have an obstacle, that are having difficulty generating leads, generating traffic, reaching the right target audience, which again is very, very critical. They're going to go out there. They're going to type in those search terms. And this is great video. Your great PowerPoint is going to come up. People are going to find that. And that's what you want to do as a marketer. You want to create that content that's out there. When people resonate with that, they're going to be drawn to you. And they're going to find you. And, when you leave links back to your profile, to your blog, to your Facebook, people are they're going to connect with you. And again, that's what all marketers strive for. You want people that are going to be coming after you and chasing after you. And again, that's something that not everybody trains and not everybody teaches. You've got a lot of people coming onto the internet, going into online marketing that have no background, no experience. Look, even the ones that are, really super successful now struggled for the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And they're the first ones to tell you that because they tell you their story, and we know that stories sell. And, we find out about their struggles. Everybody struggles, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. As a matter of fact, it's something you should share with other prospects because they'll be able to relate better to you because they're going through possibly the same thing. So when marketers are out there and they're not being taught the right strategies, not getting the right tips, they're not learning the right techniques, they're just delaying their own success. So, we as a team over here, the group of us, and again, we're missing a couple of key members. We're missing Deb. I don't know what happened to Miss Deb today. And Claudia has been, unfortunately, she hasn't been able to be with us for the past few weeks, but she's going to be rejoining us soon. And then we're going to have our magnificent little team back together again in its entirety. And all of us are solution providers. All of us provide value to the marketplace. And that's our main goal. We have communities where we provide value. And, that's what people love and that's what people want. And people are going to resonate with that. And they're going to want to be in business with us. And if they already have their own primary business, which you mentioned again, Tamara, in your presentation, which was great, they might have their own primary business. But that doesn't matter because you're not trying. When you're a solution provider and you provide content like Tamara, like you did today, we're providing value up front. We're not, if somebody has their own primary and they're happy with their primary, but they need help generating traffic, generating leads, getting signups into their primary business, we're not trying to get them to necessarily join our business. We're giving them a tool. We're giving them a platform that's going to help them to do that. And everybody, I don't care who you are, I don't care what business you're in, if you market online, if you market offline, doesn't matter. Everybody needs to generate traffic. Everybody needs to generate leads. Everybody needs to brand themselves. And you need to learn from people that have done it successfully. And a platform like MLSP is filled with amazing training. And it's filled with all kinds of industry leaders that have struggled and have found out exactly how to have success online. And they share all their knowledge with all of us. And again, that's what they do. They put that value out there. They don't have to. They're very successful now. But they give back to the community. They pay it forward. And that's what we all do. And, it's something that basically all marketers need to learn and understand. And you can do that through a training platform like MLSP. And you can bring your own team members that are struggling into MLSP. And again, Tamara, like you mentioned in your presentation, you don't have to, again, if you don't get them into your primary, and maybe that is your main goal. Maybe you do want to get somebody into your primary business. I'm sure we all do. But if they have their own primary that they love and they don't want to join your primary, you can still help them, and you can still earn a very healthy commission from a program like MLSP. So this way, it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for your prospect because it's going to help them. A platform like MLSP is going to help them to generate traffic, generate leads, get signups for their primary. And it's going to help us because we're helping other people because that's where we put our value. And we're also going to get, hopefully, signups in MLSP, and that's going to put commission in our pockets as well. So, that's my 2 cents. maybe 4 cents or a nickel, whatever. And so that's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. And I think that part of what you had hit on with your presentation today really explains a lot of that in a very good way.
Thank you. The one thing that one of the phrases that I think it was Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, one of those guys, is that if you help enough other people get what they want, you will get what you want. So that's why you want to be the leader and help as many people as you can, because that's only going to help you in return. And even on an emotional level, if you're just struggling because you just don't understand the concept or the way you feel, well, it's not working right away, how do I deal with this? And that's kind of like the niche that I'm kind of want to go into, is to, help people to understand that, once you figure out where you want to go, the training is going to help you get there. So be sure to reach out, talk to people, talk to one of us here in the Hangout group. We will help get you to the right people. If it's not something that we are passionate, in our niche, not everyone likes to do the personal development side. Some just rather do the training side. And that's why it's good to have a group like this, a team, because each one of us specialize in different areas, and we can help each other and make sure that our members and our new members will also receive the help that they need no matter what area that they're in. So thank you very much, but I would like to hear from Dick and Glenna if you have any questions or any comments on the training today.
Yes, my comment
Just go ahead and unmute.
The training was awesome. Thank you very much. It's a great training. Much appreciated. That's my input. Just a little on giving value to people, and I just remember last time what I did. I gave value until I gave value. The value did not help me, but I do appreciate that. You remember my 2 clients last time who I was giving value to my other colleagues, people. But anyway, we must give the value. We will give so much value that we get enough clients of our own, enough customers of our own. Thanks for the awesome presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. I really appreciate that.
Well, one of the things I got from it, or the main key takeaway, is to lead with My Lead System Pro first, because that way, there's internet marketers. Yes, they understand the business side of it and everything, and they are struggling. So then it gets you the complete systems. And then if they're also involved in an affiliate program or look at any MLMs, then they already have the tools and the training to develop. If they're in that business, then they can develop it. Because a lot of people are in both types of business. But what I like is having the tools and the training to keep plugging along and understanding. It doesn't matter what other business I'm in. I can still promote this. I can still learn a lot from it, and actually, like you did, learn something, implement it, and train somebody else how to use it. That's what I have.
Now, what did you think about the style of presentation, the way it was presented? I'm one of those types that are like short, sweet, and to the point type. Did you like the PowerPoint type presentation as far as being able, a great way to get the message out? Because like I said, that's something I want to be able to also train others, is how to do these type of slideshow videos to help them with their marketing as well. So what was your takeaway as far as the style of presentation?
Well, I've used that. I'm getting feedback.
I'm sorry, you broke up. I didn't hear you.
I know somebody has to mute, so I can. There. Okay. My experience with the slideshows is, I got what I understood is I mean, you can take it and use it as an ebook. Also, you can also I think one of the problems I had with it is that you were reading the whole script, and I think that's great when you're starting out because at least it gives you the information, people can follow along and everything. I think bullet points and then you give a little bit more. Expand on the bullet point a little bit more rather than having so many bullet points. That's the only thing I saw. And then when you were talking about the hearing impaired people, I thought, well, that's, it's either or. I mean, you can, because if you're doing it for a particular audience, and some of those people are hearing impaired, I think it's a plus to be able to read it, the whole thing. So so it's either, I mean, I've seen it done both ways. I've just also like the expanding on the bullet points a little bit more.
Well, thank you, Lenny.
I guess it's more of a
Sorry,
preference.
I'm more used to this one where you present and you sort of read from the PowerPoint. The rationale being that you are making for those who cannot hear you. As Tamara said, Mark, I think Mark said that as you are talking, you are also reading, then those who cannot hear for any reason are able to follow you. So I'm used to the one where you actually read your PowerPoint. But I think both of them it depends on which one goes better with you. I prefer this one where I prepared, now I read my PowerPoint. As I'm talking, people are reading. That's how, even when I was a lecturer, we were going through the PowerPoint, you are reading, and then in between, yes, you are able to discuss also. Thanks.
Yeah, PowerPoints are very, very powerful in slideshows. I've used them in the past, and most marketers do. I mean, a lot of people that are going to watch video, any type of video, a lot of people are very visual, and they like to actually see the content, not just, and the added plus is that they're hearing it also, and they can read along at the same time. Some people, you don't know what they're going to prefer. This way they sort of get the best of both worlds. But PowerPoints are something that anybody can do, because it is something that, and I love your idea, Tamara. I think it's a great idea to do a training on how to create a slideshow just like you did, because that's a great marketing technique that not everybody knows how to do. And again, especially for that segment of marketers who don't like to be seen on video, but maybe want to offer value and want to offer training. Training in the form of PowerPoint slides is very, very popular, very, very effective. Again, you're getting the acknowledgement because you're out there. You're the one that is seeing you as the expert, because you're the one that's presenting the training. If it's a good, valuable training, people are going to resonate with that. They're hearing your voice, so they're going to be drawn to you for that reason. And if they don't want to be seen on video, that's the perfect solution. You're offering value, giving some training that people can really sink their teeth into and use. And you're doing it in a way that you don't have to be seen on video if you don't want to. So it's very powerful. And having a training like that would be great, because that's something that a lot of marketers probably would like to do, but they're not sure exactly how to do it. So that's an added plus. And like I said, PowerPoints and slideshows are very, very powerful, and they're very, very effective. And I love when you're just dropping in the bullet points, because I think that's very effective also, and especially the pace of it, so that people don't have to rush to try and read. That's I think, the beauty of it also. A lot of people do PowerPoints where it just goes so fast that they can't keep up with it. They're trying to read, and I think maybe one of the drawbacks is when people are trying to read, they're not really listening to what you're saying. So if you do decide that you want to expand on the bullet points, that's something that you can do as well, because in this way people will read what's on the screen, and then they'll listen to your explanation, or you taking it a little bit further and discussing it a little bit more. But I also like the point that a lot of people do not have the patience to go through a long training, whether PowerPoint training or any sort of a training video. So when it's shorter and it's to the point, and you're getting the content out there, and it's powerful, and it's value laden, that's very powerful also. And it's, I mean, again, the pace of it is great because when somebody is watching and they're trying to read a whole paragraph, and all of a sudden, you know, the presenter goes to the next slide and they haven't read everything, it gets a little bit frustrating. But when you do one bullet point at a time, discuss it a little bit, or read it and then drop in another one and then drop in another one, then it's a much better pace for people who are watching it to really read it and for it to really penetrate and for it to really sink in and for it to really be understood. So I think it's a very, very powerful way to make a presentation. And again, your idea of doing a training on that's going to help a lot of people. And, you know, getting back to what we were talking about before, and pretty much digging, and Glenn, you said the same thing too, and I think what all of us, I think our biggest takeaway, and tying it into MLSP, is that, yeah, all of us do basically promote, and I use the word promote because that's what it really is, you know, but we're doing it a different way. We're doing it because we want to help people and provide value. But you want to lead, always lead with value. And that's where MLSP comes in, because that's what we lead with. We don't talk about our business. We don't talk about our primary, because people have their own. They're not really interested. And again, that's one of the mistakes that a lot of marketers make that are in that 97% that aren't making money, that aren't succeeding. They lead with their business opportunity. That's all that they talk about. They're not providing value to the marketplace. So even though we want to sponsor people into MLSP, that is not our primary goal. Our primary goal is getting valuable content out there to help other marketers in the form of training, like we're doing now, like Tamara did, or training that we have, oh man, loads of it in the back office of MLSP that we offer for free to our prospects and you know, people that we want to help. So it's always leading with value, and then people are going to be attracted to you, and then people are going to want to join you and join your business. And if you're seen as that solution provider, they will definitely want to join you, because they know that you're not going to abandon them. You're not going to sponsor them into an opportunity, whether it's MLSP or your primary, and just leave them high and dry. And it's important for people to know that they're a part of something bigger, that they're a part of a team, they're a part of something where, you know, you're going to get all kinds of incredible training with MLSP, but you still want your sponsor to be there if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you want a little bit of feedback, if you want to be kept accountable. You still need your sponsor. And again, what happens a lot of times in network marketing is that somebody will sponsor somebody into their business, and then that's it. They don't hear from them again. They don't see them again. And there's a tremendous amount of frustration on the part of people who join businesses that way. Well, you know, our group, you know, the group of us over here that you're listening to now, that is not how we approach it, and that's not how we market, and everybody that we work with on our team feels the same way that we do. You know, we don't abandon people, and that's why most of us have communities where we continue to offer value. So you can always reach out to us. You can always find us. You can always join us and continue to get the value, not just here on the Hangout, but continue to get value from our community. So in addition to, and by the way, Tamara, I loved at the end where you did put our images up there and our pictures to, you know, contact the person who sent somebody to this to the Hangout, to the training. I love the way you did it. That's great. And the same thing holds true for our communities. Just about all of us we all have fan pages. Most of us have communities, and you can reach out to us as well. And I suggest that you do, and I hope that you will, and join our communities. You know, either individually, you know, the person that again sent you to the Hangout for the training, join their community. You know, join all of our communities, because we all pretty much, you know, we all come from the same type of we have the same focus, you know, which is again providing value first. But we all come from slightly different backgrounds in the sense that we're going to teach slightly different things, but it's all pure value. And that's what you get with MLSP, and that's what you get with us, pure value. So, and you know, Dig, I think you mentioned it, or maybe Glennie, you did, as far as MLSP. You know, one of the things that's nice also is that it's not just for network marketers. I mean, you have training back there if you're a network marketer, if you're an affiliate marketer. You know, if you're just an online marketer, if you market online or offline, if you've got a business, even if it's a brick and mortar business, all businesses now have to have an online presence. So even if you're a brick and mortar, you need to be able to reach people online, you know, geographically, so that, you know, you're reaching your targeted market, you know, which is going to be in your area, so you can drive traffic and generate interest in your, you know, your particular business. But people always have to have an online presence now. It doesn't matter what kind of business they have. So, you know, a program or a platform like MLSP with the training that they do, it's not just for network marketers or internet marketers or affiliate marketers. It's for everybody. If you've got a business, it's for you. If you're trying to generate leads for that business, it's for you. If you're trying to generate traffic, you know, to your business, it's for you. So, you know, don't hesitate. I mean, you know, you can take a trial, and it's something that I think is going to help a lot of people, and something that I know is going to help a lot of people, because it's helping us and it's helping thousands upon thousands of other marketers that are out there.
But see, that's what I like about MLSP, because as you mentioned, it's just not for network marketers. A lot of people that goes online and thinking that the only way they can make money online is being a network marketer or joining an MLM company. And with MLSP, you don't have to be a network marketer. You don't have to be an affiliate marketer. Follow your passion. That's the thing. MLM was not for me. My passion, I found, is for training, and so I use MLSP as my primary, because my passion is to help other marketers to find their passion, to live their dreams. And so they may be in a company and they just like, I really don't care for this company, but I need to know, I want to be able to learn how to make money online. Regardless of what your background is, what your passion is, MLSP is a great place to learn how to discover what those passions are, make you into a leader in that niche. I have a lady I've been talking with, for an example. She's been in several MLM companies. She just doesn't care for it. Same way I felt. I just haven't found a company that I felt comfortable with, wanting to promote that product. I don't have to anymore because I'm promoting me. I'm the business now. And that's the great beauty about MLSP. They teach you how for you to be the business. Well, it ended up this lady's her passion. She has a BS, a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. And I'm like, well, there's your business right there. You know, learn how to help other network marketers deal with their accounting. You got 97% of the people that, I like myself, I didn't know what tax breaks to take and what deductions to do. And so so she and I are talking, and then helping her use MLSP to be able to expand her business, help others as she then helps them with their accounting. So this is a great platform to find out where you're at, where you want to go, and have people like our group here to be able to help you with that. It's not just training on techniques and tips. It's also about helping you as a person develop and do what you want to do in life as well, and live the dreams that you want to live. It's not all about being out there and just marketing. It's being and living your dream.
Yeah, that's a great point, and that's so true. And one of the other things that, you know, personally I like about a platform like MLSP is the fact that it's an affiliate program. And what's going to happen typically when you are a network marketer and you're trying to promote your opportunity and get people into your primary business, and again, like we said earlier, you have a lot of people that you're going to talk to that have their own primaries. They're already very, very happy with that. So it's a matter of two marketers coming together, trying to recruit one another, basically, bumping heads, and neither one of them is really getting anywhere. When you have something like an affiliate program like MLSP, it removes all of that pressure. Because when you're talking to people, and it's all about talking to people and asking the right questions and finding out what people, you know, what their pains are, what their obstacles are, and seeing if you have a solution, not trying to force something down their throat. We happen to have a solution because MLSP is a wonderful platform, you know, for all the reasons that we've all mentioned earlier. But it's a totally different dynamic when you're having a conversation where you're just trying to help somebody just to generate leads and do the things that they need to succeed online with their primary business. You're not trying to talk them into joining your business. You know, if they're unhappy with theirs and they have a relationship with you and eventually they want to join your primary, that's great. But that's not what it's all about. You're just trying to help them build their current business, not get them into yours. So in a situation like that, you're not going to get necessarily somebody, at least initially, into your primary business. But if you can get them into a program like MLSP where the commissions can be very, very lucrative. I mean, I know a lot of people that make MLSP their primary because it can be very, very lucrative. And so many marketers, so many people that have joined MLSP have gone on to become leaders in the industry. I mean, real leaders that I look up to, and I don't want to use the term guru, but they're industry leaders, and they do training, they pay it back, they pay it forward, they do everything, to give back to the industry that really helped them. And so many of them got their start and still are in the platform. I mean, they could have abandoned, they could have left, they got what they needed out of MLSP, and they could have gone on. They've gone on to bigger and better things, and they've created a name for themselves, and they could have just left the platform altogether. But they haven't. They still come back. They're still part of the platform. They're still bringing people in to provide value. They're still training. Some of the best training that we have that we give away as MLSP members is from these industry leaders. So you know that the training, the quality of the training is going to be fabulous. And so when you're providing value, on that level to people, and you're not trying to convince them to join your primary, you're just trying to help them build their own, it doesn't get any easier than that. So it's not a contentious conversation. It's something that's just, like I said, the dynamics of that conversation is totally, totally different. And it's so much easier to share and to talk to people when you're not trying to convince them of something. And all you have to do is basically send them to a video, send them to a Wednesday Pure Value webinar. Let people see for themselves. Let them get that value and see what else they can have access to. And most people that join MLSP don't have to be convinced. They don't have to be sold. They sell themselves because of the value. They see the value. So, for that reason also, I think a platform like MLSP is invaluable. And so what I'm going to do, Tamara, this was basically, it was your presentation. It was so well done. I really loved it. So we've been on now for about an hour. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn it over to you for any closing comments that you have. And then I'm going to ask you guys, we're going to end the broadcast, but I'm going to ask you guys just to stay on for a few extra minutes. All right? So, Tamara, you go for any closing comments. And, guys, if you have anything else that you want to add also. If not, when Tamara's done, we're going to end the call and then just stay on. And as always, thanks for joining us. It was another great hangout. Okay, Tamara, it's all you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark, and thank you all for being here with me today. I really enjoyed doing this presentation. This is my comfort zone. This is what I like to do. I like to do the teaching and do these PowerPoint presentations for you. So again, if you want to learn more about this, stay tuned on how to create PowerPoint presentations so that you can finally get your message out there. And that's all I have to say. Thank you all very much. You all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week in our next Hangout.
Anybody else have anything to say? Otherwise, we're going to end the broadcast right now.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Stopping the broadcast. Stay on, guys. Don't go anywhere.